What is going on, y'all? Tech Me out here, and in this video I want to do something a little different. I want to discuss with you all my monthly favorites, or recent favorites. Basically, there are a lot of things that I buy or that I've been enjoying lately that I feel are worth sharing, from like clothes to shoes to just non-tech items, movies, songs. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to do like a monthly favorites video, but not just make it about tech. And hopefully you feel the same and enjoy this video. Definitely give me your feedback down below in the comment section if this is something that you would like to see more of. But in the meantime, let's get into this month's monthly favorites. Now, this very first item is super unique, and it's known as Brava. Now, if you're not familiar with what it is, it's basically a stainless steel countertop oven with no preheating involved. The thing I like about it is that it can simplify your cooking, because, you know, I'm honestly not that big of a cook. I dine out more than I dine in. But this might be able to help some of you out there as well in fixing that, if you care to fix it. Basically, it has a beautiful minimal design that comparably might be about the size of a larger air fryer, so to speak. The nice thing is that it doesn't turn hot on the outside, so it is cool to the touch, which makes it great to keep in the kitchen, especially if you have some little fingers that might get curious on the countertops. But how it works is that Brava cooks with light, which improves the speed of cooking and how well things cook. So it works with a combination of visible and infrared light to cook food faster and more efficiently than the hot air of your more traditional ovens or the conduction of stovetops. But the cool thing about this is that you can actually lay more than one food type up here and cook it at the same time. Regardless if it needs to be grilled or sauteed or baked, the Brava knows what to do to each item. Now, it is super easy to use. You just pick your recipe from either the touchscreen display on the oven or via the app on your phone.
And there's also a temp sensor that you can insert into your meat to make sure that it cooks evenly and properly.
But overall, a really great buy that I highly recommend you check out. I'm gonna have a link down below and everything else in this video within the description box so you can check it out. Then moving on to the second item. It is my Nintendo Switch Lite. Oh my gosh, y'all. I had the 2017 version of the Nintendo Switch, and I really wanted to get a Lite, but mentally I just couldn't justify the purchase. I did it anyway. And I haven't looked back. I've enjoyed it. I really like the handheld factor of this. So what I noticed with my 2017 version is that I usually played it in handheld mode. So I was like, I'm gonna get this one because it's smaller. I felt like it was easier to travel with. It basically catered more to my playing style. And I've been happy with it. I was also concerned about the display being a little bit smaller than the bigger Nintendo Switch. But honestly, it's fine. Like, I don't find myself saying like, dang, this screen is so much smaller. It's a 5.5-inch touchscreen display, and you know, you do notice a slight difference, but not to the point where I was like, I really want to go back to the larger version, because I love just how light this is and small this is. And the color options, just look at that one. The color options are gorgeous. I was torn between the turquoise and the yellow, and now they have a new option out, which is dark blue. But I'm still happy with this one. However, I did run into a little complication, and the complication I ran into is related to wanting to record my gameplay. So if you want to do that, you're going to need the bigger version because you have to be able to dock it. I didn't think about that when I got this. So in discovering that, I then went and got the Animal Crossing Edition Nintendo Switch because I always wanted it and it was always out of stock. So when it was available, I went ahead and pulled the plug on that. And now I'm getting things going for my gaming channel for Animal Crossing for Nintendo Switch. So stay tuned for that, more details coming. But yeah, in the meantime, if you want to tour my island, I will throw my dream code up on the screen somewhere right now. So moving on. This here is the Kindle Oasis. If you love to read, I highly suggest you get this. I know I was the type of person that felt like, hey, I got my iPad, I could read on that or just buy a book. But something happened as I got a little older. The iPad wasn't cutting it. I didn't like reading on it. I don't know. There was something about the display. I wanted something that looked and felt more like the pages of an actual book. And because this has e-ink technology, it makes it easier on the eyes. So with this, you do have a touchscreen display. You can basically turn pages by tapping either the right or left side of the screen, or you can use these buttons here. And I like that when I'm holding this, like my thumb is naturally in that position to turn the page. So you do have a touchscreen display. You can basically turn the page by either tapping to the right or tapping the left, or you can use these buttons to do it. And I love the fact that it just kind of, my thumb naturally rests there. So when I'm holding this, it's not any awkward movements to get the page to turn. There's also a couple of other settings in here, like you can make the display warmer. So if I go here, I can make it warmer or cooler. But I much prefer reading books off of this than my iPad because it just looks more like a book due to that e-ink technology. Now I did purchase this case as well from CaseBot. So the nice thing about it that I like is that it does have the magnet. So hey, the flap's not gonna drop open, but it also has a built-in card slot. It has a built-in kickstand, which is nice. So when I'm laying on the couch here or in my bed and I don't wanna hold the book, I can just prop it up and let it sit like that. Or if I do wanna hold it, I like the fact that it has this little strap here that my hand can go in, and it makes it so that I don't even have to grip the book and I can just easily turn the page. It's super light. And the battery is crazy. So I can literally use this thing for days before I have to juice it up. And it's waterproof. So if you wanna lay by the pool and read a book or lay in the tub and read a book, you can safely do so. Moving on, the next item up here is actually an application, and it's called PostLab. And this has changed the way, and is changing the way in which I work, because it allows me to work remotely with Jared here behind the camera so that we can edit a video together. And it works with Final Cut as well as Adobe. What is Adobe's? Yes, thank you. As well as Adobe Premiere. I had a brain fart. So regardless of which one you're using, you can work with your editor remotely, or maybe even if you're not working with an editor, if you have two computers and you don't want to juggle a hard drive, you can remotely work between those two computers. And I know sometimes when we hear the word work remotely, we think of speeds, but this thing is so smooth, y'all. So basically how it works, this is the simplified version, is you create a library within PostLab, which you and your editor have access to. The beautiful thing about that is that, say for instance, when Jared is working, it locks me out of the library so that we don't have any issues, but it still allows me to access a copy of it before he started editing it. So then when Jared is finished editing, I can go in and access the library and make any final changes to it. I can leave him notes as well as read his notes of what he's done. And I can also leave him notes of what needs to be done. So it's a way that not only you can collaborate and edit together, but also communicate. But it doesn't stop there, because you also have the option to have a shared drive. And at first I was like, you know, we could just use Google Drive or something like that, upload the videos and download them as we have been. But when I used the built-in drive, yeah, I couldn't go back, because the drive makes the media instantly accessible. But in a nutshell, like I said, that's how it works. There's more that you can do with it. I highly encourage you check it out, especially if you are in need of working remotely with someone. It's worth every penny. I'm gonna link all the information for it, of course, down below for you. All right, now on to the next thing that I've been enjoying a lot this month. RayBan sunshades. I know, I never owned a pair. I always was the type that bought some shades from like H&M, you know. Tops I'd spend on a pair of shades is $20, but I kept seeing RayBans. And I'm like, I heard rave reviews about them, so I checked them out. I love them. I'm now a RayBan advocate. I actually got a brown pair and a black and silver pair. I think they're called the Club Masters. But it's a noticeable difference from my H&Ms, I'll say. It's a difference. You know it's a difference. I actually found myself wearing shades at times where I don't have to, if you get what I mean. But I love them, so yeah, that's definitely something that I treated myself to. So for all of you out there that need something to help you remain zen, you should definitely look into an oil diffuser. I thought it was a gimmick, y'all. I was like, okay. But then when I tried it, I really noticed a difference in a couple of areas in my life, from better sleep to just being less stressed, because I now have an oil diffuser in the bedroom as well as in my office, and it makes a difference, y'all. It's super quiet. The noise in which it makes is soothing. It's really simple to use. You just plug it in, open the lid, pour water in it to the max line, and then pour in a little bit of oil and press the power button to your desired setting. But once the water has ran out, it does have an auto off feature, which will automatically turn the oil diffuser off. And the nice thing about this too is it makes a perfect gift for any occasion. All right, now another item that I have been recently enjoying comes from HP, and it's this laptop. So this is the HP Spectra 360. It's a great all-around computer. Now in the box, I pretty much got everything I needed to get started. started, which was the laptop, the charging cable, and even a laptop sleeve. But this laptop right here is like so beautiful. It has such a unique kind of classy luxury design. Don't mind the fingerprints. We've been places, people. So there's gonna be fingerprints up here, but I'm just in love with the color scheme here. It's like this kind of charcoal ash gray with these rose gold accents that, this combo looks good. It just gives it, like I said, this classy luxury look. Even the edges of the computer there are like, not your average square or rounded corner. It has this kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's instead cut at somewhat of an angle, which brings me to something that really took me by surprise about this one, and that is the location of the power button. I searched and searched for that power button. It wasn't in any of the common areas. It's actually tucked in the back of the computer on the corner. Like, I would have never, ever have guessed to look there, so I thought that was different. But in addition to the power button, you have your HDMI port as well, which is nice to easily connect an external display. There's also a port for a mic or headphone jack. And then on the right side, you have a USB-C port, a USB-A port, and a micro SD card slot, with a physical switch that lets me easily turn off the built-in 720p camera, which doesn't look bad. And the speakers, top notch. Now, as for the keyboard here, it is backlit. It feels good to type on. And also amongst the keyboard is a built-in fingerprint reader, which is one of the ways in which you can gain access. So that's one of my preferred methods, but the method that I like better than that is Windows Hello, which basically allows me to open up my computer, it recognizes my face, and instantly logs me in. So that's the quickest and easiest way for me. Now, the screen here is a 4K 15.6 OLED touchscreen. That alone right there has allowed me to enjoy vibrant colors, super deep tones, and lots of contrast. But it doesn't stop there, y'all, because this is a 2-in-1, you know? So we can do some things. We can get some versatility going on, which I like. So if I want to, you know, put this in tent mode in front of me and just enjoy some media, get the keyboard out the way, and just enjoy this big, beautiful screen, which is almost, I dare not compare, like a little mini TV. But I also love that I can just flatten it out like this and hold it and use this like a tablet. You know, I can draw on screen with the stylus. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna feel the weight of this, but definitely great for entertainment and work. But I'm gonna link it down below in case you wanna check it out for yourself. But yeah, I like it. Okay, music, movies, and TV shows. Let's get into this. So, music-wise, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I'm an old school 90s R&B girl. Like, I listen to the music out now, but I always go back to my old school slow R&B jam. I lately have been enjoying a lot of Jasmine Sullivan, a lot of Kiki Wyatt. So let's see my recently played. Let's do that. So recently, I've been listening to a little Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? A little Doja Cat, Candy, Slow by Vito, Migos. Me and Jared was listening to that a little bit earlier. Migos did their thing on their new album, so I'm still working my way through that, but that's just a little sample of some of the music that I've been listening to lately. TV shows and movies wise, one of the most recent movies I watched was Unhinged. That hit me a little different because I'm not gonna lie, I can get a little testy behind the wheel, but not unhinged testy. If you've seen the movie, you get what I'm saying. Not there, but sometimes I do get a little.
Get a little flustered.
I get a little flustered from time to time behind the wheel. I like how you said that. I get a little flustered. We're gonna say flustered, yeah. But the guy in Unhinged, basically, he took road rage to a whole nother level. He made that woman's life hell. So if you want a good action movie, I suggest Unhinged. It's an action, maybe drama, but it centers around a guy getting road rage and letting that road rage out on a lady that caused the road rage, in short. But it's good, I'll say. TV show wise, I've seen a couple. I watched Upshaws on Netflix. That's a TV show about a working class Black family in Indiana striving for a better life and a happy home while also juggling everyday struggles. It stars Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes, so enough said with those two. You know it is hilarious. But outside of the Upshaws, I've also been watching Love, Victor. Love, Victor is a great TV show that's a spinoff of Love, Simon. Love, Simon is a movie that centers around a young boy coming out to his family and friends and just the struggle and his journey in doing so. And Love, Victor is like the continuation of that. So I definitely suggest you check that one out. And then the third show I want to talk about is American Ninja Warrior. That is my guilty pleasure, I guess you would say. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with that show, but I have a goal, y'all, that I want to go to a live airing of it when things get better. But American Ninja Warrior is about basically these athletes that just demolish a course of just obstacles that look impossible. It's like watching a magic trick to me. Yeah, it's just fascinating to me. I just love that show. But yeah, I hope this allowed you, I guess, to get to know me a little better. And I also want to do a Q&A. Y'all, I'm about ashamed to say, I think the last time I did a Q&A was, my God, maybe 2017, 18? It's been a minute, so we're long overdue. So drop your questions down below in the comment section. I'll do a separate video answering your questions. I think it'd be fun to do because, God, it's been a minute. And I want to connect more. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna throw on screen now some others you might enjoy if you want to continue to binge my content. And as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.